Where's Daniel Walker? It's amazing how hard it is to spot individual people in a crowd when you're up here. But so anyway, we're talking about house churches today. And before we get started, obviously this is a leaders meeting, church-wide leaders meeting. And we always want to do our best to equip everyone to be able to preach the gospel, to take care of our brothers and sisters. And so we've got, I don't know if you know about it or not, we've got an incredible resource online, two really good resources. One is simply the church website. And if you go to hamptonroadschurch.com/discipleship, there are a slew of resources there on intentional discipleship. There's videos, there's tutorials, lots of stuff that Ed has put together. And then if you've ever been to the Commonwealth Academy website as well, I think it's commonwealthacademy.ca, that has a plethora of resources as well. Virtually anything and everything we would need to be able to learn the things that we need to do. Anyway, so please go to those websites and check those websites out. Our next house church is going to be Sunday, November the 25th. That's up on the slides that are here. And today's meeting really is simply to prepare us for that house church meeting that's coming. We really are trying to make them excellent. We really do want to take advantage of the opportunity to get into our neighborhoods, to get into our communities, and reach people that perhaps we're not touching by the normal way that we do things in terms of having church. And so we all know that obviously the church is the body of believers. The church is not 1132 Pickett Road. Church is not, I don't know the address, but I know it's Courthouse, Old Courthouse Way on the peninsula. Sorry, I don't know the street address. The church is not a school building. I think the South Beach meets at Holland Road Elementary. But the church is us. The church is the people. And the first church, or the early church, met predominantly in homes. I mean, we don't even have a record of a communal church building until the 3rd century. And so people met in their homes. That's how the gospel spread. And we know the incredible impact that they were able to make in the 1st century. They didn't need huge buildings to do it, although buildings, I think, are good, okay? But they didn't need buildings to do it. You can go back and you can read Romans 16. There are a couple of references there as Paul sends his greetings to the church in Rome, and he says a couple of times, and the church that meets in their house, right? Priscilla and Aquila was one notable one. Hebrews 10 says that it's very important that we meet. Do not give up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, right? But Hebrews 10 does not say where or how or even when that we should meet, right? The important point is meeting together. And so we want to go to house churches, not go to house churches, but have house church meetings 3 or 4 times a year. I believe this year we're doing 4. Next year we're going to do 3. And I'm going to put up a slide with those dates here in just a moment. But whether we meet in a building, whether we meet in a home, whether we meet in a park or in a convention center like we did like a month and a half ago, that is not nearly as important as simply meeting together. Amen. And so we do have to consider where and how the church will be best built up, and where and how souls will be best saved. That's what we're doing as we're thinking about, okay, should we meet here? Should we meet there? Should we meet at this time or this time? It's where is God going to be most glorified? Where are we going to be able to seek and save the lost the best? Where is the church going to be most encouraged? Amen? And so we have big meetings and we have small meetings. Big meetings, this is what I would call a big meeting. The pros for that are it's really convenient. Right? We all meet in just one place and we just tell everybody, hey, meet 1132 Pickett Road at 9 or 11:30 on Sunday. See you there. That's great. It's good for the fellowship and the buzz, right? When we're around each other, there's lots of energy and you get to talk. You're like, hey, and that's a whole lot of fun. A big benefit of a big meeting. There's the pooling of resources that comes from a meeting like this. We obviously have a building, we have lights, we have AC, and none of us individually has to worry about that. And so that's a big benefit. Now, there's some cons to a big meeting. The responsibility becomes concentrated amongst just a few, right? You've got a few organizers of that big meeting. You've got a few song leaders. You've got a few speakers that are involved, a few ushers, right? While everyone else, the tendency, if you're honest, is to spectate. That's the tendency. I'm not saying that's what we do. I'm just saying that's what the tendency is. And so many people's minds instantly reject the idea of church because of their past experiences. And they may have whatever kind of image in their mind of a church, steeples and stained glass windows, people running around the church hooting and hollering. I don't know what it is that they think, but when you say, hey, would you like to come to church? They instantly think something. And if that's negative, no, I don't want to come to church, right? Without even giving it a chance. And so we're trying to reach people in a different way so that maybe some of their stereotypes don't kick in quite as quickly. Many people favor and even are searching for a more relaxed environment when it comes to a church experience, and in particular, a more relational environment. Right. We know everybody, or most everybody in the fellowship, but many of our guests come in and they feel a level of anxiety. Am I wearing the right thing? Where am I supposed to sit? I don't want to sit up front. I don't know anybody, right? And so that's why we're super